4 of those were against Michael van Gerwen.
59.
Yeah, he has been imperious today, Gary Anderson. But Peter Wright comes into this, having beaten the apprentice, Michael Smith.
60.
Gary Anderson, a mentor to Michael Smith. Can he now take out the master? He produced perfection, a 9-darter in the semi-finals, Peter Wright. Only his second of his career.
Well, Anderson found himself 4-3 down against Michael van Gerwen in that last 16 clash. From that position, he won the next 14 legs that he played. Won the last 3 against MVG. He's looking to win the first here by landing the bull.
97.
Well, Peter Wright loves a 1-6-1. Couple of ways. He's looking at treble 19 first up. And he's not going to take it out. So Gary Anderson will return, looking to hold his throw. 1 for double 12 is the 63. Usual route for Anderson, but he has changed things around lately.
He was going 9-8-8 earlier today, but he was having trouble hitting the double 8.
21.
So maybe he should change back.
Well, he won 2 world titles on double 12. You would have thought he likes it, but Peter Wright to steal the leg away. Double 19 for Snakebite. Misses inside and it denies him another 82. Go at it.
Well, Gary might feel he's got a bit of a result there shot. With Peter Wright having fired the first dart in the treble 20, and he recovers, lands double 2 and wins the first leg. And I was talking about Anderson winning those 14 legs 60. In a row. Yeah, he won the last 3 against Michael van Gerwen, then whitewashed Johnny Clayton before winning 5 on the spin 59. Against Steve West in the semi-final. West then won the next 2 before Anderson finally got the job done. But he's certainly coming in to this decider in some 54. Sublime form, Dan.
Well, we have seen Gary Anderson win one of these Players' Championships already this year. He demolished 100. Peter Wright in the final of the second event. A 6-1 win there, averaging in excess of 110. He has reserved some of his best displays for matches with this man.
100.
And we saw one of those in the Premier League recently, a 7-2 demolition job where he averaged around about 114 in that game.
59.
Yeah, well, Peter Wright has won more titles than anybody else this year, but Gary Anderson does seem to be something of a thorn in his side. Has never beaten Anderson in a final. They've met in 3 finals. Anderson's won a lot. And he does seem to get the better of Wright in really important matches.
Well, the problem is
140.
Yeah. He's left himself 1-4-3. Fancied it. Not sure why the delay.
Well, let's see if he fancies taking it out.
45.
Because Peter Wright's had a bit of a slack visit there. Left himself a 3-figure combo. This is a much larger one for Anderson. Doesn't get a dart at double. Will Peter
87.
Wright be afforded that luxury?
Well, Peter Snakebite Wright, in his latest title win on the European Tour, finished sublimely against Benito van der Pas. And he may have to do similar here against Gary Anderson.
70.
But it's not quite going according to plan. And Anderson to double his lead. 16 for double top. 2-0 to the world number 2.
Yeah, and seeing a couple of Gary's games on the live stream today, he's been very, very prolific on double top. Not so much down where the 16s and the 8s are.
99.
It just begs the question why he's decided to change his method when faced with 25. But an early break of throw, and he's already taken command of this final.
57.
Well, Peter Wright did record a victory over Gary Anderson in the Premier League this season.
39.
However, he's only won 1 ranking game against Gary Anderson in the last 3 years. So this would be a significant step up. He has got his eyes on that world number 2 spot. He wants to claim it for himself by the end of this year. Gary Anderson is not a man who will
100.
be easy to dislodge from that position. You've seen that today, dropping only 9 legs so far.
And it could have quite easily whitewashed Steve West as well.
60.
He just had a few problems with doubles in the last couple of legs of that match. No problems with trebles though, Gary Anderson.
139.
Well, Peter Wright did lose the first couple of legs to Michael Smith in his semi-final and then roared back. Devastating display of darts
85.
from Peter Wright to go on and win it 6-3 from 2-0 down. But Gary Anderson, well, he doesn't need to go 14 for bull here. So he's left himself double 8 and pins it for a 1-2-4 checkout. Gary Anderson 3-0 up in a race to 6. He is halfway to a second Players' Championship title of 2017.
Yeah, speaking of roaring back, which is what Peter Wright will need to do here.
180.
And that's not a bad way to go about it. You just do get the feeling that Wright in 2017 is a different animal. Well, Gary Anderson is the same old animal. Look at this.
180.
180's exchange at the start of this leg. Could we?
Well, Peter Wright has already produced 1 perfect leg today. He will not produce
93.
another here, but Gary Anderson still got a chance. Well, that's into the treble 5, so the chance
55.
goes begging.
Yeah, right, winning 6 titles this year. These Players' Championship events have seen 8 different winners from the previous 9 tournaments. Michael van Gerwen, the only man to have won more than 1 this year. But
66.
Peter Wright's name is not on that particular roll of honour yet. He's been beaten in 2 finals, one by this man, the other one by the world number 1, Michael van Gerwen.
96.
Yeah, both heavy defeats as well. Both 6-1. But he does like Wigan. Had the 6 UK Open qualifiers here at the start of the year. And Peter Wright,
130.
well, he won half of them. Wins here today and he'll have won 4 out of the 8 events in Wigan. He's Mr. Wigan. Put a statue up. And,
134.
replace the Dave Whelan one.
Now let's see if he can get himself into this contest
shot.
by landing double 16, which is what he does. Still facing an uphill task, Peter Wright, especially when Anderson has found his range on the treble 20. However, only 99 to kick off, and if Peter Wright can start with something like he did the last leg, could be game on again.
Well, look, Peter Wright claimed his first
57.
major title this year at the UK Open. And all the way through, he was saying it's not really a major. Taylor's not here, Van Gerwen's not here. But
100.
in an interview recently, he did say, look, just look at the darts I produced. They were good enough to win that title against everybody there, and the standards that I was producing could well have been good enough to beat anybody,
100.
whoever had turned up.
Yeah, certainly a man who is, well, he's using the law of
43.
attraction, isn't he, Peter Wright, to take his place at darts top table. He's already built a cabinet for the World Championship trophy. At the start of this year, in fact, he cleared out his man cave of all his runners-up trophies and said, I'm going to replace them with winners' trophies.
60.
And he's got a couple of those. Well, he's got 3, 2 European Tour titles and the UK Open. You don't get a little trophy for these events, or he'd be running out of room.
177.
177 from Gary Anderson, leaves 82 as he looks to re-establish a 3-leg cushion.
Yeah, it's time that Peter Wright is running out
100.
of in this contest. Anderson's got all the time in the world to clean up this 82.
42.
And that'll give him 3 darts at tops. Peter Wright will just be hoping Gary Anderson misses, but he's not been missing tops much today.
140.
And he doesn't
Game
miss
shot.
this time. 4-1 now to Gary Anderson, who inflicted a 6-1 defeat when they met in the final of Players' Championship 2. And he's just a couple of legs away from condemning Peter Snakebite Wright to the same fate.
47.
Well, look, winning titles, winning tournaments, it's a habit, good one to get into, and it's one that Peter Wright has certainly been in
83.
so far in 2017. But you cannot win them all, and I think when you look at the various titles he has won this year, the UK Open stands out as the
60.
big televised one, his first title. He was in tears after winning that. Everybody was in tears. But to win against Gary Anderson in this kind of form
100.
from 4-1 down, this might eclipse all the other wins that he's had, because it is a huge task he's got on his hands right now.
Yeah, and you could see him in the background there just kind of limbering up. He needs to get himself
140.
going. Gary Anderson giving a thumbs up to perhaps one of his guests.
60.
Thinks he's got the job done. I remember him doing that in a World Championship final against Phil Taylor and then proceeding to lose the next couple of sets.
Yeah, he admitted afterwards that he thought he had that in the bag.
60.
And never underestimate the power. You would have thought he'd have learnt that by now.
140.
A ton 40 from Anderson gets him down to 118. He's already taken out the 1-2-4. This one a little bit easier.
130.
Good setup from Peter Snakebite Wright, but will he get a go at the 64? This is for 5-1 and another break. 54 scored.
left, yeah.
So Anderson nails the bullseye, and it's a hammer blow to snakebite Peter Wright's chances in this tournament.
It could be a third 6-1 defeat in the final of a Players' Championship event this year for Peter Snakebite Wright.
136.
He has won 6 titles. But these Players' Championships keeps getting to the final and keeps getting annihilated by one of the 2 best players in the world.
100.
Well, you've just got to look at Gary Anderson's run today as a guide to what kind of form he's in, if these darts aren't telling you enough. But he beat Harry
98.
Robinson 6-1, then Mickey Mansell 6-2, whitewashed Paul Nicholson, then that 6-4 win against Michael van Gerwen, 6-0 against Clayton, 6-2 against West, and now on the cusp of a 6-1 win against Peter Wright. But wait a minute,
180.
old Snake is not finished yet.
Not quite, but Gary Anderson is not relenting.
100.
Only a ton, down to a finish, but it's a massive one. He's already taken out 118 and 1-2-4, a 167 to claim the title and the 10 grand prize money. And inflict another
140.
heavy defeat on Peter Snakebite Wright, who's on the 11 darter. But will it matter?
Well, Wright will get his
99.
chance to break Gary Anderson. Needed to find this kind of leg, but needs to complete it. And it may only be a dart of the bull. It is only a dart of the bull. Anderson's just nailed it. And Peter Wright does the same. Dead centre. What a shot from Snakebite.
Anderson sat on 68, did not get a chance to close it out. It will not be another 6-1 defeat for Peter Wright in the final of these Players' Championship events. And who knows? Maybe he can turn this around.
70.
As game plans go, going 5-1 down to the world number 2 is not one I'd advise.
Well, he said he
95.
could be a different animal this year. This would be some feat to snatch a victory from the jaws of defeat in this final.
140.
But maybe Peter Wright can.
Well, obviously, Gary Anderson has won a lot
60.
of money, particularly at the World Championship over the last 2 years. But Peter Wright's been creeping up on him in the world rankings by virtue of all these tournaments he's winning. Some away from the TV
100.
cameras, but the UK Open is obviously a big chunk as well. And there is some debate about who is the second best player in the world this year behind Michael van
121.
Gerwen. The way Peter Wright's been playing and the titles he's been winning, a lot of people think he's been the second best player in the world. But Gary Anderson, very keen to put Snakebite back in his place.
100.
And of course, Peter Wright plays in every tournament. And Gary Anderson sometimes sits at home with his feet up and probably doesn't watch Peter Wright winning those tournaments. And it must be annoying for a guy just to turn up and then smash you out of the arena. But we did say that Peter Wright's not quite finished. He's gambled there. And he's gone the double-double route. And he couldn't conjure up the 91 checkout. And now Anderson can go in for the kill. 85 for the match.
Treble 15 for double top. Up for the 20s. One dart at the ball, and he can't find it this time around, Gary Anderson. One match dart missed by the world number 2 and Peter Wright to close the gap.
Game shot.
Well, he just looked up to the heavens after that, Gary Anderson. You would think he'd get another chance.
140.
Peter Wright has just clawed his way back into contention. Anderson off with a 140 though. So Wright needs to at least match him here. May do better than that.
$85.
Gary Anderson
121.
unable to fill it up, seeing the dart deflect into the one. Not for the first time we've seen that happen in this final for Anderson.
$60.
Well, Wright, having given Anderson the head start, raced back. But we're starting to get the feeling that that race may have been run as Anderson leaves a level ton to finish the job.
He was left on 68 for a 6-1 win and was denied a chance at it as Wright checked out on the bullseye.
140.
He missed a match dart in the last leg for an 85 checkout. He is not going to get a match dart in this visit, but he will return. Double top has been his friend right the way through the day. An astonishing day for Gary Anderson. He has lost a grand total of, what, 12 legs in the whole day. And it looks as if he's about to claim a second Players' Championship title this year.
And double top has been on the end of his arm all day. And he finds it again. Glory for Gary Anderson here at Players' Championship 10. A fantastic performance all day long from the Flying Scotsman. He defeats Peter Snakebite Wright in today's decider. Dropped just 12 legs along the way. Beat Michael Van Gerwen in the last 16, getting revenge on yesterday's winner. And Gary Anderson's name goes on the Roll of Honour today. Picks up his second Players' Championship title of the year. Denies Peter Wright a 7th title of 2017. But it's been fantastic stuff all throughout the day from Gary Anderson. And he gets the win over Snakebite Wright in the final. And we are going to hear from Gary in just a few moments. Dan Dawson has hot-footed it down to speak to Gary Anderson. Let's hear from today's winner now.
Yeah, Gary, do you want to come stand here? We're going to talk into that camera there. I'm with our winner today, Gary Anderson, the world number 2. Gary, you've played superbly right the way through the day. Victories against Michael Van Gerwen, Peter Wright in the final there. You only dropped 12 legs all day.
I know it's been going well. I think that's the worst I've played all day. You know, it's been going good. You know, yesterday 6-4 to Michael, but I was sitting on 110 average. You know, I think he took 102 against me when I was sitting on top, which was a killer. You know, but yeah, I got my revenge today on him, so quite happy.
Losing to Michael in such a high quality game yesterday, is that what fired you up for today? Is that what's inspired this performance from you?
I think I played worse when I played Michael today. You know, but it was one of these snatchy games. You know, I've got a long drive home today, so it's you know, I hate Sundays. But no, I mean, I was happy with the way I played with him yesterday. I went, well, if I play like that again, he's in for a run, you know, and he did.
This is the second Sunday you've won. It's the second Players' Championship title of the year, both on the Sunday. You're Mr. Sunday now, Gary.
Sunday's a new Saturday, you know. It's yeah. I mean, we travelled up from Birmingham Friday. You know, just had a day kicking about, and it was on to darts. You know, I'll get home tonight, get packed, and away again Wednesday morning. So it's all go.
What does it mean to you to go and claim the title here today, beating the calibre of players that you've done? I mean, this was not like the draw opening up and you found an easy route to the final.
No, I mean, 5 years ago, I mean, you can more or less pick your way to what round you want to get to, you know, but you've got 128 top players nowadays, and it's getting very hard. You know, some of the boys, they don't even play in the Pro Tour now, they're in the Challenge Tour, you know, and it just shows you how hard is it getting? You know, I mean, Johnny Clayton today, one of my favourite little Welsh dart players. I think he's brilliant. You know, and I think he's going to be a name in the next year or 2 years. Little Clayton, you know, I think he's absolutely brilliant.
Well, look, today is your day. Congratulations, Gary. A superb performance. Gary Anderson, you winner here in Wigan. We will be back. Pro Tour action on the European Tour next weekend. It's in Sindelfingen in Germany. And following that, it's the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. They all love Gibraltar. We'll see you then.